Coach, opening statement.
Good test for us. We got ourselves in a position that we haven't been in tonight. So really good test for us, especially when they're picking up full court, pressuring us. Not a lot of teams have done that. And you could see we kind of settled in towards the end and figured out what they were doing. And we're able to leak out over the top a couple times. Overall, probably an ugly game for both teams. There's lid on the basket for both teams tonight. But as I've said before with this team, we got to rely on our defense because there's going to be nights like that. So good win for us and a great test, like I said, for us.
Jack?
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Neither team shot well from three, but what were you doing defensively to do that, to keep them from scoring from three?
Not a whole lot. I just thought they missed. We were more concerned with protecting the paint, so we were giving up some threes. The person we didn't want shooting, though, was obviously Quigley. So everybody else, we were just kind of willing to live with it and just get a hand up and close out because we wanted a really great effort in the paint, more so than anything. They missed. We missed a lot. I can only imagine on TV what they had to talk about to fill those misses.
TC?
Hey, Becky, talk a little bit about the second quarter. Seemed you really guys got some separation in that quarter after a tight first quarter. Talk a little bit about what that was behind that.
Well, obviously, like I said, to hold that team to 15 points, really for 2 quarters, to hold that team to 76, I think is a really good job. So our girls were locked in. That's a really good cutting team, and you didn't see a lot of them getting layups from cutting. So the girls were really locked in. But I say it all the time. When we play defense, we can be elite because then we can run and get out with space. And we got some girls that can really shoot it and some girls that can really get downhill. So it gives you a lot of options, and you're not going against a set defense the whole time. So, they hit 4 threes that first quarter, and those are the times where the girls are looking at us like, what are you going to do? It's like nothing. Let's play it out. You got to ride the wave. You got to understand they're going to get hit and hope that, the numbers game plays out in the end. But they came out and threw a pretty good punch at us that first quarter.
Talk a little bit about the leadership factor here. You're playing a veteran team in Chicago. Seems like Plum has really stepped up into that floor leader. Do you feel that same way?
Yeah. I mean, I got a couple of them.
Yeah. Right.
Kelsey's a floor leader. Kelsey's a floor leader. Jackie Young's had the ball, and been really solid for us. So it could be any one of them on any given night. Honestly, I wouldn't say it's absolutely this person or that person. I got multiple people that can do it. But Kelsey, has really grown and has the respect of her teammates. So when she talks, people listen, including myself.
Mr. Duncan.
Hi, Coach. Chicago, kind of like Seattle, is a team that's comfortable putting 2 to the ball and pick and roll. How did you feel Jackie Young dealt with that pressure kind of as a lead hub?
Well, she's not used to really running a lot of pick and roll. So this is new for her, part of her growth pattern. She is going to be in those situations more. And now she's such a threat to get downhill. People want to get the ball out of her hands. So I thought their blitzes were really hard on Kelsey. But she did a great job of getting out and moving it. And it's not just the first pass out of the blitz. It's the next pass or attacking movement is how you're going to expose it. So, they're an active defense. They're an aggressive defense. And for us, really, it felt like we had 1,000 turnovers, but we only had 8 for the game. So I was pretty pleased with that.
And with Chicago using that coverage, De'Arica Hamby on the weak side, it felt like Chicago was helping off a bit in the first half. It looked like you were using her more as a screener in the second half. Do you expect that being an adjustment moving forward whenever you get that kind of coverage?
We just want her to be active. We always want her to be a screener and a cutter. She's somebody that, defenses are cheating off a lot of times. So she finds ways to insert herself into the offense. I didn't call a single play for her tonight, and she shot 19 times. So, we got a lot of shots up. We didn't make very many tonight, but I like her energy and her cutting and her just making reads, screening, cutting, running. That's where she hurts teams.
All right, last from the one for the interwebs, Andy.
Hi, Becky. 0 points from your bench tonight. It's kind of been an issue all season, but this seems like the time it's really raised its head. You guys obviously win tonight, but is that sustainable production from them?
Well, Andy, I wouldn't think so. It's not very good to have 0 points from your bench, but it is what it is. They'll shoot better next time. They're still going to get in the game, but nobody shot great tonight. So I wouldn't sit there and isolate them, but no, that's not a good trend typically.
Folks in the room, raise your hands. Oh, go ahead.
I know. What's the biggest improvement that you've seen from Kelsey Bone in the starting guard role, offensively and defensively?
I don't think there's anything like improvement wise. She's just is who she is. She's put in the work. She's put a ton of work in individually. She's always prepared. She's always ready to go. And it's just getting opportunity. I mean, I have the ultimate trust in her whenever she's out on the floor. But I think what's made her really hard to guard this year is her willingness to pass. She's tops in the league in assists and scoring. It's hard to do. So when she's such a willing passer like that, you know, it's a pick your poison type of scenario. And so far she's making defenses pay with her passing, not just her scoring.
Thank you.
Red, white, and blue.
Coach, you mentioned before the game, Courtney Vandersloot's passing was going to be something that you guys were emphasizing a lot. You held her to 3 assists today. What were you guys trying to do to her on defense to sort of take her out of her rhythm?
Well, I can't tell you all of our secrets. Some of it, you know, her teammates just missed tonight. They got some good looks. They missed some shots that they normally knock down. That being said, I thought switching up defenses and just giving them constantly different looks helped in just kind of messing up timing. Maybe they weren't sure where they were getting shots or their next look was coming. So we just tried to junk it up a little bit and throw different looks at her. But mainly, you know, we kind of wanted to make her beat us with her scoring, not her passing. You know, she took 12 shots tonight. Candace is the only one that took more. So we know she's an elite passer. So once you bring 2 people to her, she becomes really hard. She just slices and dices you.
Mr. Orange, did we have one? Mr. Blue? And Mr. Blue.
Okay. I kind of had a question outside of basketball. You spent 8 years coaching and working with the San Antonio Spurs organization, and that's the closest major city in Texas to you all. Do you have any comments or thoughts regarding the massacre that happened out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's heart-wrenching. I'm a mom myself. And I mourn with everybody, like the whole country. Sick to my stomach that day. I think there's some really common sense things that needs to be addressed. One entrance into a school would help. It's locked. Can't get in and out. The guy went in, you know, free and easy. And then if banks, if the airport, if our government officials all have guards, I don't know why our kids wouldn't.
Back to the game. All 5 starters had double digits tonight. Was that part of the game plan, the philosophy to try to spread the ball around the top?
Yeah, we have a balanced scoring attack, so it's nothing. It's kind of how we've been playing. Everybody, you know, gets a lot of touches. We just demand that they play the right way. And there's really no magic to it. The ball finds who's ever open.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll let you go and be back with Asia Wilson, De'Erica Hamby, and Chelsea Brad.
Thank you, Coach.